everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review of the second episode of Basketball Wives. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the video. The episode picks up in the middle of Brandy and Malaysia's conversation. They're one-on-one. Brandy is very adamant on the fact that Malaysia did know that her father passed. She also says that Jen told her that Malaysia is trying to pretend that like they're cool and give off that impression. So Malaysia pretty much just stopped in the middle and calls everybody out like, who's saying that we cool? Because obviously that's not the case. Jackie's the first person to deny it, but nobody else says anything pretty much after that. So we don't really know. They also decide to just leave the conversation there. It's getting nowhere. They're talking in circles, so they just left the conversation there. It kind of seemed emotional for the both of them until you cut to the scene where Malaysia is saying that she literally does not care. She doesn't miss her. Brandy, on the other hand, is crying and getting emotional, and it kind of sucks, but I feel like Brandy just hasn't come to terms with the fact that they're growing apart. I mean, it happens. Then they go to Brooke. So Brooke says that she's married and she's been married for 5 years. So I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. She was meeting with Brandy to get her nipples pierced. I don't know what she was gonna do in there, but I did not think that she was getting her nipples pierced. Then they fast forward to, I guess, a double date or a double dinner with Duffey and her man Iman and Angel and Rockstar. The dinner is really focused on Angel and Rockstar, or at least that's how they presented it in the scene. Rockstar states that they have two very strong personalities because he's a Scorpio and she's a Libra. And Angel kind of hints at the fact that he's narcissistic. So, I don't know. Duffey then asks Angel what's attractive about Rockstar, and she says, I don't know. So obviously they're having issues. Angel's not in the mood to like play nice and say all of these nice, lovable things. She obviously has something she wants to get off her chest. Rockstar kind of tries to downplay it and say that it's her hormones, but really it's like she's obviously upset with you about something. She states that he yells at her a lot and he's super opinionated, which is what I saw of him on Love and Hip Hop, and which is also why I stated in my last review that they're a very odd couple to me, because Angel is very quiet and soft-spoken, so I don't see those two personalities meshing. Sometimes opposites do attract, but in this case, I don't really see it. He refuses to see her side, and it kind of seems like he's the type of person that's just gonna try to overpower her in the relationship. And Angel may be like really sweet and, like I said, soft-spoken, but I mean, she's not a pushover. Like, we've seen her cuss Jackie out or, you know, get assertive when she needs to. So I don't think she's too much of a pushover, but this is just a very odd match to me. Duffey says that she feels like maybe she got pregnant too quick by him, and she doesn't know if they're going to be able to weather the storm that comes with it. And I kind of agree with her from what I'm seeing so far. The next scene cuts to DJ Duffey with her man Iman. He's questioning whether she's going to get back into DJing because she took a break due to COVID. She wants to get back into it. He wants her to stay home. He's in the NBA, right? I believe that's what it said. And if she's going to be on the road touring, I guess he's thinking of it like, who's going to be home taking care of the kids, which I get. But at the same time, she shouldn't have to be the one to give up on her dreams because someone needs to take care of the kids. Like, the kids were both of you guys' decision. So why should she be the one to have to sacrifice her career? But I mean, I get it, because then who's going to watch the kids? So the next scene is Malaysia and Zell. Zell, we know from Love and Hip Hop. He's also been on Basketball Wives before. He's come on as Malaysia's friend, so I'm guessing they're friends in real life. Malaysia kind of starts talking about Brandy. She says she just simply doesn't want to be around her anymore. She feels as though they grew apart, and that's real. That happens in real life. And sometimes some people like to take that personal or get upset about it. And it's like, it just happens. Like, some people grow up and you grow into two different people. And then sometimes you're just not, the connection just isn't how it was when you guys were younger and different people. And, you know, it is what it is. That's kind of why I see Malaysia's side so much in this situation, because I mean, it happens and it is what it is. It's no need to like make a big deal about it. People grow apart. She starts to cry because she says that she has depression and Brandy is really trying to tear her down and attack her character. And I kind of do feel bad for Malaysia because I agree. I think that Brandy pretty much attacks her every chance that she gets. The next scene is British, Brandy, and Brooke. I believe they were getting their hair done, and I don't know if I saw people getting their feet done or not. I don't know. Maybe I was just seeing things. Finally, we see some more of British. I was saying in my last review, like, we didn't see anything from her the last episode. I feel like we saw a little more of her this episode. Hopefully next episode we get a little more into her storyline because they kind of hinted at it in the trailer, but I feel like so far we've seen some of everyone's life except hers. But so far we do know that she's looking for a man. So I guess that's going to be some part of it. So far I do like how the girls are getting along. I've said this before. I like how it's drama free for the most part and all of the girls like actually like each other. Brookes' birthday is coming up and she states that she is having a dinner. She said that Jennifer couldn't make it, and then she said she invited Malaysia and she invited Jackie, but she didn't mention the other castmates, so I wasn't sure if she had actually invited them, but they ended up showing up, so she did. Brandy says that she loves Malaysia, which sucks because obviously Malaysia doesn't feel the same way. She really hasn't made peace with the fact that the relationship isn't the same anymore, so that kind of sucks for her. And then they end the scene with more girl talk. The next scene is Angel in her store. Angel is doing really amazing with her career. I remember the last time she was on the show, the girls always tried to play her, try to make it seem like she was unprofessional and stuff, but she's one of the most successful, if not the most successful on the show now. And I feel like she had always been that way. Like even back then, she had like Little Kim and big stars then, but they always like try to play her. And I didn't like that. She said that she was making clothes for Doja Cat's tour, which I wonder if it probably was a tour with The Weeknd, which she just canceled. So I wonder if she had already made all that stuff. Next is a scene with British and Duffey. They talk about how they believe that Brandy and Malaysia will be back friends again. I don't know about that. It seems like Duffey doesn't want them to get back together though, because she said that when they were friends, it was kind of just them and then everybody else was extras, which is kind of true in a way. And then if you also remember when Duffey used to be on the show, like Malaysia was obviously very threatened by their friendship and would always try to do little things to like stand in the way. Duffey and Malaysia definitely had a little bit of tension over both of their friendships with Brandy. So it seems like Duffey kind of is not really for them making up. But to give her some credit, she does acknowledge that Brandy, with everything that she's going through, she may need as much support as she can get. So she does acknowledge that, but low-key, like, she really don't want them to start talking again. So next we cut to Brooke's birthday dinner. Everyone looks good. Everyone has been looking really good this season. The glam team really stepped it up. Brooke looked great. I liked the party setup. Overall, everything was nice. Malaysia doesn't show up, and Brandy tries to get her the benefit of the doubt by saying, oh, maybe she'll show up later or maybe she'll be late. Duffey does not like this. She started hating a little bit. So she goes, yes, take up for your best friend. And then she starts singing Best Friend by Sweetie. So Duffey is hating a little bit. She hating. So randomly Rockstar calls Angel and then she leaves. So I guess she's going to sort that out or whatever. Then they try raw oysters, which I love. You just squeeze a little lemon juice and you put a little hot sauce and love me some oysters. Then they bring up Malaysia again and Duffey gets salty again. So then Brandy gets irritated and pulls Duffey to the side, asks her to stop doing that. And then Duffey was like, well, stop defending her then. And then Brandy states, well, she's used to defending her. If you watch the previous seasons, like they always had each other's back. If you was arguing with one of them, you was arguing with the other. So she's just used to doing that. And Duffey is kind of trying to talk some sense into her, like, what, y'all are not cool, like just let it go. But at the same time, like we all know that Duffey low-key just don't want them to be friends no more. And that's like another thing, like when two friends break up, there's always gonna be like those people in the middle who are trying to act like, oh, you know, I feel so bad, but low-key they don't want y'all to be friends no more anyway. So that's why I say, personally feel like closure is overrated. Like when something is done, just let it be done. There's no need to have to keep coming around talking about it, because then you get other people involved, and then like it's just one big mess, and a bunch of people have opinions that have nothing to do with it, making the situation worse, and it'll never be the same. So I personally feel like when a relationship is over, it's over. Like, just let it be over. Jackie then FaceTimes Malaysia to check on her because she didn't show up to Brookes' birthday dinner. And Malaysia is basically stating that she has more important things to worry about. She gave her kids the option of choosing who she was going to stay with, and they chose her. So now she has 3 kids and a dog in a 2-bedroom apartment, which definitely sounds rough. I grew up sharing a room with my sister. And I did not enjoy it. I wish I had my own room, so I understand that struggle. We go back to Duffey, and we're back with her and her man talking about whether she should be DJing again or not. She states that she only works on weekends, which now that we have that information, that's honestly not too bad. I don't see why he has such an issue with it. It's not like she's gone all the time. It's just on weekends. I'm sure she gets paid very well. She DJs for French Montana. So she FaceTimes French to see how he feels about her quitting, and he's very supportive. He said he would support her if that was what she wanted to do, but then he also states that once she leaves, she can't come back. I mean, and I kind of understand that. You can't just like leave your job and come back when you feel like it, because even when you leave, you're still going to need a DJ. So I kind of understand that. So I guess we'll see how that plays out later in the season. So the last scene is Duffey and Angel. Angel states that her and Rockstar are having issues because they got into an argument. They pretty much had tension the entire episode, so that's not really shocking to me. Angel states that she got away because she doesn't want to argue anymore, which is understandable because she's pregnant and she doesn't need that type of stress around her. You know, I feel bad for her because she's going through her pregnancy alone, and these days so many women go through that. Unfortunately, they only see the people that they're with for who they are when they're already pregnant by them, and that is just so unfortunate. I feel bad that she's pretty much alone throughout her entire pregnancy. We see this happen so many times these days, and you know, it's just really a sad situation. So that's pretty much how the episode ended. For the next episode, we finally see Lorenzo. If you guys remember Lorenzo, that was British's ex-man. I don't know if they have kids together. I don't know if they do or not, but I believe they do, or they were married or something. I don't know, but we finally see him in the next episode. Jennifer has a new man. Jennifer Lowkey stay with a man. Brandy and Malaysia argue again. This time it gets a little more heated because hands are in faces and people are standing up, and it's a little heated. Overall, this is a good second episode. I kind of like the energy that Basketball Wives is bringing this season. I don't know if this is damage control because of all of the BS from last season, but like I said in my last review, I have always liked LA. I just didn't like when Miami came over to LA and tried to change it. Except Jennifer. Jennifer really be chilling. Like, she don't be trying to be in no drama. So she's the only one that I don't mind being over with the LA girls, because she blends in with them very well. She doesn't try to compare it to Miami. Like, she just be doing her own thing. So far, those are my thoughts about this episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys thought. And I'll see y'all next week.